Every person on this planet, every choice we've ever made, follows the same invisible compass. We move toward what we believe will bring us pleasure and away from what we believe will bring us pain. That's it. That's the engine behind almost every story, every argument, every regret, every triumph. But here's the twist. That compass doesn't point toward truth. It points toward definition. If you've defined rejection as pain, you'll avoid opportunity. If you've defined stillness as laziness, you'll fear rest. If you've defined love as loss, you'll keep it at arm's length and call this act wisdom. Desire itself isn't your enemy. It's the messenger. Every time you feel that spark, that pull towards something bigger, brighter, riskier, that's life whispering, "This way." Think of a moment when you wanted something deeply. A change, a new beginning, a transformation. You could see it clearly, feel it rising in your chest. And yet, right before you reached for it, your stomach turned, your breath shortened, your body whispered, "Don't." That wasn't weakness. That was your nervous system confusing aliveness with danger. The body remembers what hurt. Maybe when you spoke up as a child, someone laughed. Maybe when you failed, someone said, "See, I told you." The mind recorded, expression equals pain. Visibility equals threat. So now, whenever you start to rise, the alarm goes off. Not because your body hates you, but because it believes it's saving you. This is how belief becomes physiology. It doesn't just live in your head, it lives in your pulse. And that's why change feels strange, because to the body, growth looks like danger, and familiarity looks like safety, even when what's familiar is suffering. Here's where transformation begins. You don't fix the compass by breaking it, you recalibrate it. Take one of your core reactions, for example. Maybe you freeze when someone compliments you. Maybe you procrastinate right after a breakthrough. Pause in that exact moment. Ask yourself, what does my reaction system believe this means? Furthermore, you can even ask yourself, in this scenario, this situation, what do I believe it's true about myself in order to feel those feelings, those emotions? You'll often find an old equation hiding beneath the feeling. Attention equals expectation. Success equals isolation. Love equals loss. Once you see the equation, you can rewrite it, because equations are learned, not laws. When you feel fear standing next to desire, that's not confusion, it's contrast. That conflict isn't a curse, it's curriculum. Desire is your map back to truth. It points directly to the definitions that have expired. Every longing carries a quiet permission slip. It says, you're allowed to become this version of yourself. The pain you feel around that longing isn't punishment, it's friction. The old self is trying to hold shape while the new one is being born. Imagine you've had a leg in a cast for years. The first steps after it's removed will ache, not because you're broken, but because you're using muscles that forgot they were strong. So next time you desire something that scares you, don't ask, "Can I have this?" Ask, "What belief would make this feel safe?" That single question begins the rewiring. It tells the nervous system, we're not in danger, we're in transition. Desire becomes healing once you stop shaming it. When you let yourself want, without guilt, without apology, you stop chasing what you already are. Listen carefully now. You are not broken because you hesitate. You hesitate because your definitions are outdated. Every time you pause at the edge of change, remember, it's not fear of the unknown that stops you. It's attachment to what's known, even when it hurts. So breathe through that pause. Feel your pulse. That's life knocking from the inside. Say quietly, I'm ready to want fully. And let silence answer back. You'll feel it, not as words, but as warmth. That's your compass clicking home, the body finally agreeing with the soul. Desire was never the villain. It was always the signal, the part of you that still remembers movement. And the more honestly you follow it, the more the compass points not just to what you want, but to who you are becoming. There's a small moment that changes everything. It lives between what happens and how you react. That pause, that almost invisible space, is the workshop of the soul. Every habit, every reflex, every story that ever owned you waits in that breath, whispering its advice. One voice says, "Stay safe." Another says, "Stay real." Only one of them feels alive. Choice doesn't begin with logic. It begins with awareness. If a decision feels small, contracted, shame-driven, that's the wall speaking. If it feels open, uncertain, yet quietly electric, that's freedom calling. Most people think emotions just happen. They rise, they fall, they pass. But emotion is language. It says, here's what you currently believe about yourself. When you feel anger, fear, guilt, or even pride, the mind is showing you the rule it's living by. The problem is, the rule is often hidden. So here's the key, a single question that turns the light on inside the cave. What do I need to believe about myself right now for this feeling to make sense? That's it. Ask it slowly. Let the answer come in words, images, or sensations. Don't analyze, just listen. You'll notice the emotion begins to translate itself. I'm angry becomes, I feel unseen. I'm anxious becomes, I believe I'll fail again. I'm jealous becomes, I believe there isn't enough love for me. Each answer reveals a belief that has been steering your life from the shadows. When you can name it, you've already loosened its grip. Because now the feeling isn't you. It's a messenger carrying a letter that finally got opened. Let's practice. Imagine you share an idea and someone dismisses it. A rush of heat fills your chest. Ask, what do I need to believe about myself to feel this? Maybe the whisper comes, I believe my ideas don't matter. Now you're not trapped in anger. You're meeting the part of you that once needed approval to feel safe. Another scene. You scroll through someone else's success online and feel that tightness behind your smile. Ask again, what do I need to believe about myself to feel this? To perhaps, I believe I'm running out of time. You see, it's never about the other person. It's about an equation you've been living by. Even positive emotions can teach you. When you feel proud after helping someone, pause and notice the belief underneath. It might say, I believe I can make a difference. That's a seed worth watering. This is the practice. Every emotion is a trail marker. Follow it, and it will lead you to a belief. See the belief clearly, and choice becomes possible. Alchemy means transformation through presence. You don't destroy the lead, you heat it until it becomes gold. In the same way, you don't fight the belief. You stay with it until it reveals its innocence. Ask your discovered belief a second question. What were you trying to protect? Most will answer softly, I didn't want you to be hurt again. I wanted you to be loved. I thought safety meant hiding. When you hear that, gratitude replaces judgment. And that gratitude is the fire of transformation. It turns fear into understanding, and understanding into freedom. Choice is not a single heroic act. It's a small ceremony repeated daily. Each time you catch a feeling and ask the question, you walk one step further from reflex and one step closer to awareness. Say you feel shame rising in your throat. Pause. Ask. Listen. Name. Choose. Over and over until your system learns that safety lives in honesty, not hiding. This is why awareness is sacred. Because every time you choose from awareness instead of fear, you re-educate your nervous system. You teach it that openness is safe, that truth is survivable. Over time, the brain rewires to match the soul, and that is alchemy, led into light. Think of yourself as both scientist and subject. The laboratory is your daily life. Each emotion is data, each belief a hypothesis. You don't blame the data, you study it. When you feel resistance, note it. When you feel peace, note that too. Patterns will appear, and soon the very act of noticing becomes liberation. You don't have to be fearless to be free. You only have to be curious. Because curiosity keeps the light on, and when the light stays on long enough, even the darkest beliefs begin to relax, whispering their final truth. I was never your prison. I was your practice. So pause and ask, listen, name, choose. That's how awareness becomes choice. That's how choice becomes change. That's the alchemy.